Our round 24 match of the day was between East Perth and West Perth, the traditional Perth derby to round off the home and away season. The 4 points wasn't going to count for anything. For East Perth, it was all about honing their skills for next week's first semi-final. West Perth wanted to see one of their favourite sons, champion and veteran Brent Lacroix, off in fine style. So the Falcons really came to Medibank Stadium to play this afternoon, and they got the first goal of the game within a few minutes of the start of the match. East Perth had the added bonus of Zach Clark coming in to their lineup, but Cody Manning, inside 2 minutes of the first quarter, snapped a great goal and gave West Perth just the start that they needed. They were good at the stoppages. Clark forced out of the ruck by the experience and body work of Quinton Lynch, and Lynch kicking the second goal of the game, and West Perth really established a foundation. They set up a 15-point lead at quarter time, which was pretty handy in the context of the hard-fought match that was taking fold here at Medibank Stadium. Matt Gordon snapped a ripper from the right full forward pocket, and East Perth, supposedly preparing for a first semi-final next Saturday afternoon, were really back on their heels. Paul Johnson, combined there with Stephen Payne, tried very, very hard, but the man of the afternoon, Brent Lacroix, feeding a hand pass forward of the play and to the run of Mark Crisp, got another one, and West Perth opened up a 26-point lead, 5-7 to 4-5 at half-time. East Perth were never really far out of the contest, but they just didn't seem to have enough flair. West Perth, plenty of pace, and if it wasn't for Gary Moss, who kicked a terrific snap goal there from the goal square, kicked 5 goals for the afternoon, they certainly would have been lamenting on a terrible scoreline. West Perth used the direct approach, straight down the middle of the ground. It usually paid dividends. Lacroix was leading well. He was combining well with his running players. And from 51 metres, Ray Bartholomew kicked a telling goal from long range. And West Perth were not going to be denied. They stretched the lead out to 41 points at three-quarter time, 13-9 to 6-10. East Perth, however, wouldn't lie down. They got good service from young Ryan Meldenis, kicking the ball up toward the goal square there. And Gary Moss, Matt Seal and some of the smaller players were able to take advantage of crumbing around the goal. Seal playing a good game and kicking a goal of his own late in the match. They certainly kept on trying, East Perth. In fact, they made up a lot of ground in the final quarter, seeing it out well, mainly thanks to Moss, who was quite outstanding, kicking another terrific goal there from deep in the pocket. They kept running, but unfortunately time was against them, and West Perth had done enough in this match, their last of the season, to run out winners, which they did in good style. The Falcons, despite the efforts of East Perth and Moss, they won by 14 points. At the end of the game, it was West Perth 14 goals 14, 98 to East Perth 12, 84. The margin, as I mentioned, 14 points in favour of West Perth. Well, next week, it's finals time. The first semi-final at East Fremantle Oval will be our televised game. From 2 p.m, we'll be there to highlight East Fremantle and East Perth in the first semi-final. Todd Ridley will be in situ at Claremont Oval for the second semi-final between Claremont and Swan Districts.